First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the gun, here's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Bears take over. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Gotta go.
First carry now for Jordan Howard. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Gotta go.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Let's go. Hurry.
On first down, they run with Howard. There he goes again. And he's brought down after a good gain. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Second down, Cousins. Fighting through. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
To throw, Cousins. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's fourth.
So we have to remember, this offensive unit, they've been off for the last 2 weeks. Had an open week, and so it might take them a little while to get back into rhythm. I know they worked hard to try and get past that in practice, but practice isn't game speed.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. They run play action for Howard. Now Trubisky. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Ben Gideon. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. Let's see what they draw up here. Third and long following the sack of Trubisky. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Terrence Newman with a pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Brandon, I'm not going to tell him that you called him old in our pregame meeting, but this guy has been around a long time. If there's a trick in the book, he knows it. He probably even wrote a few chapters, and this is what he's always had, and that's a nose for the football. He's able to come away here with the interception.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator is relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the...
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. This is first and goal from about the 8. They'll run with Cook. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Give him 3 on the gain there. Second and goal.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Cousins now on second down. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. A huge play there for Chicago. 43 yards.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
This is Howard on second down. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leonard Floyd in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Cousins looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Prince Amukamara, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Trubisky with the give to Howard. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Again, it's Howard. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On first and goal, Howard. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it third and goal. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. On third and goal, Trubisky. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Linval Joseph with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. And Parkey's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
All right, now we go. Black.
First down. Here's Cousins. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Vikings on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides. Cousins on first down. Wright's got it. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. A first down throw for Cousins. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season. They got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. On 1st and 10, Cousins. This will be caught at about the 6. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. So you want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Hey, gotta go.
They go with Howard again, and they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
On 2nd down, Cook. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Cousins now from the 50. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Cousins. Trying for right, and it's intercepted. Cravon LeBlanc with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Hill. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Throwing, Cousins, over the middle, complete. That's Morgan. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. That was 2nd down run for Murray. And an alley to run. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Let's go, let's go. Wide.
Cousins to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down near the 35-yard line. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now a run with Cook. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Let's go, let's go. 300.
Cousins now. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Wide. 50, here we go. Place it hot. Place it hot.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. On 3rd down, Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away. They stuck it in the end zone. Keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Back to it after the pick 6. Cousins looking deep downfield. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and said, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A give. This is Cook. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Cousins. And right with it here over the middle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Ben Gideon in on the stop.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Barthema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you root.
Now Trubisky lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the second half. They give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
Big-time fumble. Cousins, and he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup. And
it's a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around. And we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Cook. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Throwing is Cousins. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Handoff comes to Cook. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Kyle Fuller, the one to make the tackle. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Floyd in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Now Cousins. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The kick by Carlson is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
On 2nd down, Trubisky. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Trubisky. It's complete. It's Miller. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Gotta go, gotta go.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he stopped immediately there.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Cousins. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And a timeout here. Timeout taken. Whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. As they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Another toe for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Minnesota, it's a 2nd win on the year now as they move to 2-8. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Soldier Field.